It's a long 850-mile trip back to Port Huron for the Prowlers, and they would love to return home with 3 points. However, the Rock Lobsters have gotten back that winning feeling, and they don't want to let it go during this long homestand. Will the Athens Rock Lobsters treat the thirsty fans that have shown up to Hockey and Hops Night to another thrilling victory, or will the Prowlers be picking up some celebratory beverages of their own for the long bus ride back home? Good evening, Crustacean Nation, and welcome back to your view of Akins Ford Arena in Athens, Georgia, where the Port Huron Prowlers take on your Athens Rock Lobsters. Matt Teen Rad bringing you all the action live here on the Athens Rock Lobster Network, whether it be on the official Athens Rock Lobster YouTube page or on the airwaves with 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. We start tonight's broadcast with the Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame show, but first let's pause for station identification. WGAU and W254 CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. The Cardiac Crustacean moniker was apt once again as fans felt nervous toward the end of the Friday night fight against the Prowlers, despite the Rock Lobsters holding a 2-0 lead in the second period. It's the most dangerous lead in sports for a reason, and Port Huron showed that. Philip Virgili took the early lead for the home team, taking a puck from a rebound off his own shot and wrapping it around Valtteri Nusiainen's net with less than 3 minutes gone in the game. Athens came out hot in the second period as well, and Brandon Reller, whose last 3 games have been his best as a Rock Lobster, notched his first professional goal after guiding a puck around a sprawling Nusiainen to double the advantage. But the Port Huron Prowlers fought themselves back into contention as Tucker Scantleberry mirrored Philip Vigili with a wraparound of his own. Then the Prowlers tied the game up at 2 apiece with a Brett Lockhart wrister on the power play. The Port Huron team finally being able to make Athens pay for the discipline or lack thereof of the Athens team. There were a total of 19 penalties on the night between the two teams, and the Rock Lobsters would also get a goal on the man advantage as Kaysen Gallant scored his first goal since November 16th. And the kid only scores big-time goals, and it would end up being the game winner for the Rock Lobsters. It marked Gallant's 10th goal of the season. There were opportunities for the Prowlers to tie the game up again, but Josh Rosenzweig was able to keep the biscuit out of the oven and notched his first victory since November 2nd. Let's take a look at our Fan Saves Impact players of the night. First for the Prowlers, it's going to be Tucker Scantleberry. The man from Manitoba now has the solo goal lead for the Prowlers with 9 this campaign, expanding on his tally with that wraparound last night. He also added an assist on the Lockhart goal. He's going to be the offensive danger that Steve Martinson and the Rock Lobsters will have to look out for. As for the Rock Lobsters, it will be the Swede, Philip Virgili, who's coming off a sweet game. A goal and assist for the second star of the night last night. He'll be on the lookout for point number 20 of the season tonight. Download the Fan Saves app now to make sure that you follow the Athens Rock Lobsters and a chance to check out the Rock Lobsters digital coupon book. Now it's time for the Akins Ford starting lineup. Starting in net will be Jack Bostet, a defensive pair of Michael Greco and Joe Colatarsi, and a line of Justin Portillo, Garrett Milan, and Philip Virgili. The team physician provided by Piedmont is Dr. Alec Graff. Piedmont Athens Regional Real Change lives here. Starting lineup brought to you by Akins Ford. If you're going to deal with anyone to try and get a new Ford truck, why not deal with the biggest and best in Georgia? Very, very interesting to see this starting lineup for both teams. Starting for the Prowlers is Daniel Chartrand. He is one of the fighters for this Port Huron team. And with Justin Portillo also in the starting 5, will we potentially have a heavyweight brawl to start this game? Head coach Steve Martinson welcomed by PA Joe Dennis here in the arena. Steve Martinson with more than 11,000 wins to his name. Getting set here for the pregame ceremony here on Hockey and Hops Night, brought to you by Terrapin. Terrapin, do the right thing always. We send it down to the ice for the national anthem. Taking a look at the goalie matchup for these two teams. In net for the Prowlers, it'll be Reed Cooper with 3 wins and 1 loss on the year. He has won each of his last 3 starts. As for the Rock Lobsters, back in the cage will be Jack Bostet, 7 wins, 2 losses, and 1 overtime loss. That being his last game, 35 saves on 38 shots for a 92.1 save percentage in a shootout loss versus the Columbus River Dragons. Ceremonial puck drop happening with the 2 captains, Carter Shinkarik. Tucker Scantleberry taking the ceremonial draw there. Interesting, don't know if that means that Austin Federley will not draw in tonight. Does look like Federley's on the bench with the C, so maybe just wanted to switch things up on the ceremonial draw. Now we've had the ceremonial draw, it's time for the real deal. Let's get our scoreboard running here. 20 minutes on the clock. A very good crowd here for Hockey and Hops Night provided by Terrapin. A lot of Rock Lobster fans making it to the game early to check out the Terrapin concession stand here. Both teams lined up. It looks like Justin Portillo is already trying to get mixed in. A couple of cross checks on Isaiah Paris, who has made his return to the injured reserve. Will Wiggleman, the Port Huron commentator, has told me to watch out for his big body, and he might be willing to de-glove and throw some punches as well. There's Paris getting mixed in on the right side. Portillo able to come out with the puck. Milan with a golden pass to Virgili. Virgili with a wrist shot, saved. Still has the puck, though. Good save by Cooper. Virgili dispossessed. Garrett Milan playing a little bit of defense himself, trying to pick Isaiah Paris. Helped into the zone by the Prowlers. Michael Greco behind Jack Bostet's net. Kolatarsi spins away, finds Greco. Here on the near face-off circle, almost loses the puck, eventually does. Greco able to use that big body, though, to protect the net of Bostet. Garrett Milan still on the ice, speeding through the center here as Brendan Ronan tries to fire a shot off, unable to do so. Good defense there by Reggie Millette, who logged an assist last night. Ronan now has the loose puck in the corner, and that one skips over the stick of Kyle Russell. Kyle Russell getting his first point as an Athens Rock Lobster last night. Now has 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points on the season. Russell joining the Rock Lobsters from the Mississippi Seawolves, and a good opportunity for Russell to try and get his first goal as a Rock Lobster as well. Kason Gallant, the game winner from last night, finds a pass to Brendan Ronan. Rock Lobsters trying to work it out of their own zone. Riley Robertson flips it off the glass, came back where it came from. Brendan Ronan trying to poke it in to the offensive zone. Giving chase will be Russell, who's playing a very offensive game here as the D-man. Puck into the corner. Getting there first is Jamie Bussell. Puck travels the width of the ice, the long way around the end boards. Puck being hidden here by the near boards. It finally comes back around for Carter Shinkarik. Plays a quick pass behind him for Riley Robertson. We'll take a look at Carter Shinkarik to try and tell what position he's going to play tonight. Looks like he's playing as a D-man along with Riley Robertson. Brandon Reller able to strip that puck away from Reed Cooper, send it back to the slot, really back to the crease, but no one was there to touch it in. That's all that would needed to be done, is have that puck touched into the net. Whistle blown here. 17:05 left in the first period. Right now, the scoreboard reads 1 shot on goal for the Rock Lobsters, 0 for the Prowlers. Face off right in front of the benches. Won by the Prowlers. Rock Lobsters get the puck back. Brandon Picard tries to poke it away from Brett Lockhart, who scored to tie the game up at 2-2 last night. On the power play, and I think that is going to be something that Steve Martinson really harps on with his team tonight, is stay out of the box. It's something that ended up really killing them. However, only one power play goal on the night. Garrett Milan over the blue line. So quick on the turn there. Glukaryov has now taken Portillo's spot on this money line. Bellstrom to the left for Federle. Virgili down to the ice. Crowd wants a call. They're not going to get one. Michael Greco already starting to lay the body early. Michael Greco did not make a lot of fans on this Port Huron team, as Tucker Scantlebury is looking for his 10th goal of the season. Was whistling around Bostet's net. Greco fetches a loose puck. Sends it a long, long ways around, and this one's going to be the first icing of the night. 15:29 reads the scoreboard. Trying to look at the stats from last night. Rock Lobsters with a 3-2 win over the Prowlers. I've got it pulled up. Rock Lobsters with 35 shots to Port Huron's 22 in that game. Greco. Ooh, another heavy hit up high from Michael Greco. He'll take the early trip to the penalty box. And Port Huron will get the game's first power play of the night. You can see that push up high from Greco. Michael Greco is someone he might not get on the score sheet, but you'll definitely know he's there. So work to do now for the Rock Lobsters on the penalty kill. It's been a great penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters this year. They rank 4th in the FPHL. Scantlebury looking for an option. He's got one open back at the blue line in Millette. Instead, he sends one far to his right. Millette gets the puck, wheels it back around to Scantlebury. Pass in the high slot, misses everybody. And the Prowlers are going to have to try and regroup. Scantlebury, kind of the center of everything offensively right now. Brett Lockhart taking his spot on the right. Scantlebury back at the blue line. Millette on the left side of this defensive position on the power play. Scantlebury back to Millette. Good defensive stick there from Riley Robertson. Prowlers able to keep the puck in the zone, but only for so long after Brendan Ronan has a great play with his stick. Teams will change units. 45 seconds to go on the Greco penalty. Greco in the box for roughing. Bucell over the logo into the zone. Great work with the puck. Loses on the handle. Bounces off the far boards. And sent out by the Rock Lobsters. Cooper helps it onto the stick of Sim. Goaltender to D-man there. Bucell with a little 1-2. Federle trying to get one last second opportunity here on the man advantage. And he'll get one into the glove of Jack Bostet, and that'll be the last action of the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Skilled, strong, strategic defense. That's something that the Rock Lobsters penalty kill and Leslie Jones Law has in common. That'll lead us to our first commercial break of the night. No score yet here, 13-18 to go in the first period. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Rock Lobsters had the game's first penalty to kill. They were able to do so with great aplomb, and Michael Greco is back out of the penalty box. Michael Greco with 4 penalties last night. Face off on the area of the ice that's furthest from us here on the press box. The right defensive corner for the Rock Lobsters. A little bit of sandwich hit there. Getting the short end of that stick was Matt Graham. Wrist shot gets just enough of the piece of the glove. Kenny Stiles forces the stop out of Bostet. Puck tossed all the way to the other side of the ice. Reller unable to win that foot race, but he's able to win the puck back. Only for so long as he's knocked down to the ice by Kenny Stiles. He then helps it into the zone. Portillo's not going to be able to get there. Ben Brockaway trying to run away from the danger, but the danger comes in Picard, who makes it look easy. What a goal there for Brandon Picard. His 5th of the season, and the Rock Lobsters have taken the lead here in Akins Ford Arena once again. Catching just the tail end of the goal on the replay. And it's got to be a little bit quicker with that button to make sure that y'all see the action. But there you can see Brandon Picard wheel away back to the bench. Rock Lobsters have the lead at 1-0 with 12:25. So 7:35 mark is where the goal comes for Picard. Hearing out for the assist here. Looks like there might not be any assists. Picard with a solo goal as we see a quick wrister sail just over the crossbar. Good effort there from Brett Lockhart. He's shown that wrister off more than once. Bostet has to quickly get back to the loose puck. Didn't know that it was there. That took the breath away from everyone here at Akins Ford Arena. Kason Galan on the other side of the ice forces a save out of Cooper with a wrist shot. Russell back to Shinkarik. Looks like Russell's getting played here as a forward tonight as his wrister gets blocked. Almost a 2-on-1 here. Scantleberry with a diving stick to get it to Stefan Deasy. We've described Carter Shinkarik as a Swiss Army knife. Stefan Deasy is literally that. He's the man from Switzerland as we see a slap shot from Alex Johnson sail well wide of the mark. Another wristed shot. Jack Bostet looking mobile in the crease. Brockaway with a long-range effort. Really good pressure here from the Prowlers, but that ends with a good defensive play. Kason Gallant proving that he's a two-way player. No clean zone entry this time, but there's one for the Rock Lobsters. Garrett Milan Loses out on the puck to Ludwig Thelstrom. Federally safe with the puck. Right under us here in the press box. Thelstrom over his own blue line, over center ice, and into the zone. Philip Virgili lays it on his countryman. Glukaryov has been so impressive as of late. Finds a fantastic pass to Milan, who tried to backhand it 5-hole on Cooper. Didn't go, but the Rock Lobsters keep it in. Glukaryov with another great pass to Milan. Glukaryov in the corner, trying to keep possession of this biscuit. Back to Milan. Milan pays a quick pass back to Murray. Matt Garcia has scored in this kind of position before. Virgili back behind the net. The referee has seen a penalty here. Looks like the Rock Lobsters are going to be going to the power play. Glukaryov tries a deflection on the long-range shot from Murray. Touch of the puck, and the Rock Lobsters are heading to the Paloma Park power play. That'll come after the official timeout. After this, the Rock Lobsters heading to the power play. They've already got the 1-0 lead thanks to a stellar goal from Brandon Picard.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Here at Hockey and Hops Night at Akins Ford Arena, brought to you by Terrapin. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Rock Lobsters are heading to the power play. It's been a bit anemic as of late, but they've got themselves back on the board on the power play last night with that Kason Gallant goal, which ended up winning it all for the Rock Lobsters. Ryan Parsons in the sin bin for 2 minutes for slashing. Let's see if the Rock Lobsters can make the most of this man advantage. If the Rock Lobsters score on the power play, it's $3 tacos from Paloma Park for 24 hours through the Fan Saves app. Taking a look at this power play unit, Brandon Picard, the goal scorer in this one, Kason Gallant. Brandon Reller, the defensive pairing of Brendan Ronan and Kyle Russell. Gallant gets to the faceoff first, back to Russell. Quickly back to Gallant. Russell to his right for Ronan. Gallant right at the edge of the faceoff circle, back to Russell. Loading up the slap shot is Ronan, who misses wide. Gallant, clever pass, backhands it to Ronan. Ronan and Russell. Two forwards that are working as D right here on the power play. Two big stops there from Cooper. Slapper from the circle is wide from Gallant. All the way the length of the ice. Minute 23 left on the man advantage for the Rock Lobsters. Bostet touches it. Athens trying to gain some momentum out of their own zone. Philip Virgili on the left side of the ice. Able to get it back from his own handle. Deflected right at the net from Carter Shinkarik. Good pass through the crease from Virgili. Milan out of his own zone into neutral ice. Pass to the right for Glukaryov, who's been so clever with the puck as of late. Bounced off the end boards by Virgili. Milan back to Kolatarsi, thinking about the shot. Finds his player coach instead. Kolatarsi back to the right for Shinkarik. Kolatarsi, Milan. 30 seconds on the power play. Milan with a long-range effort. Didn't miss by much. Glukaryov. Kolatarsi. Rock Lobsters recycling here. Glukaryov in a tight quarter. Good pass, but didn't find Virgili. Milan picks a puck that bounces off the boards. Shinkarik, Kolatarsi. Long-range shot. Rock Lobsters have been looking for that deflection right on front of the net, and the power play is over here. Shinkarik with a shot that forces another save out of Cooper. Still looking like a power play here. That's going to end, though, as Frazee makes a block on the shot and then puts it through his own legs to get it out of the Prowlers' defensive zone. Good power play, but didn't result in a goal for the home team. That one settles nicely for Picard, looking for his second of the night. Alden behind the net. Looking out at the ice in front of him, finds an option in Murray. Murray sends a rocket all the way to the far corner. Matt Garcia able to make the step up and keep that puck in. And that one takes an awkward deflection on the backhander and is out of play. This first period has really just kind of rolled by here at Akins Ford Arena. 6:51 left in the first period. Rock Lobsters with a 1-0 lead thanks to the goal from Brandon Picard. No assists on that one. That came at the 7:35 mark. Hunter Alden taking the face-off here against Jamie Bussell. Alden will win it. But Scantleberry with a little bit of tenaciousness and a little bit of physicality, able to lay the hit. That one floated awkwardly. Hunter Alden's shot that nearly tricked Reed Cooper. Alden gets the puck out of the corner. Portillo with a quick turnaround shot, blocked by the skate of Lockhart. Right now the Prowlers trying to settle things down a little bit. Lockhart. Brockway to his left. Those two exchange passes. Bussell on the right side enters the Rock Lobsters zone. Heavy hit on the near side. Troy Murray gives Jamie Bussell a long way back up to his feet. Shinkarik now. Loses out on a handle, but finds a pass towards Brendan Ronan. Brendan Ronan looking to be the next Rock Lobster to score their first in red. Millette going hard to the net. Wow, a great move by Millette. But he loses his edge and takes a spill on the right side of the offensive zone for the Prowlers. Helped onto the stick of Shinkarik. Shinkarik dumps it in. Gallant doing battle here with Brian Parsons. Virgili helps it behind him for Russell. Russell had a way to traverse, but he gets there. Gallant. Pass gets intercepted by Millette. Millette didn't find the route he was looking for, goes back into his own zone, then goes hard into the Rock Lobster zone. Millette trying to go hard to the net once again. He wants a penalty call. He's not going to get one. Actually, he is. He was looking to the official that was nearest to him, but an official who was far away from the affair there is going to make the call for cross-checking, rather for slashing, excuse me. Second power play of the period for the Prowlers. Let's see if they're able to make a tally on this one. Looks like the official's trying to find out who committed that. Didn't see anyone enter the box. Penalty box is open. Is it going to be Carter Shinkarik? Let's check the Federal Hockey penalty summary here. Nothing just yet. Kyle Russell has made his way from the Rock Lobster bench, hesitantly skating towards the sin bin. So Russell for 2 minutes for slashing. The Rock Lobsters repeat offenders, and they'll go back to the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Port Huron with a big face-off win. Federally to the left, off the boards, and picked up by Alex Johnson. Wheeled around all the way to Bussell, who's waiting at the blue line. Milan playing great defensive play there with the stick. Philip Virgili with a great bank pass, but it never made it to Garrett Milan. Instead, Federally is able to go back into his own side of the ice and start to get the wheel rolling once again for the Prowlers. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. Rock Lobsters lead thanks to the goal from Brandon Picard. Ooh, a great deflection at the net from Bussell. Trajectory traversed just wide of Bostedt. Federley on the right face-off dot. A great pass to the other face-off dot. And we've got another penalty here. I think this one's going to go against the Prowlers. A cross-check called here against Alex Johnson. Let's see if we could take another look at that. So pass to pass. He tries the shot and then cross-checks Carter Shinkarik. So Alex Johnson will make it 4-on-4 here. I've always said that the Rock Lobsters are a more dangerous team with more open ice. So it'll be a minute and 8 seconds of 4-on-4. And then the Rock Lobsters will have about 52 seconds of power play. But that'll happen after the commercial break. Stay tuned with us here. Rock Lobsters lead 1-0 with 4:11 left in the first. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living. A little bit of exchanging of penalties here at this point, the second half of the first period. Rock Lobsters had gone in with a Kyle Russell slash, and then a cross-check from Alex Johnson is going to level things up at 4 players apiece. Let's see what the Rock Lobsters are able to do with a little bit more open ice. It'll be a minute and 8 seconds of 4-on-4 before the Rock Lobsters return to the Paloma Park power play. 4-man unit here of Picard, Greco, Murray, and Kaysen Gallant. Picard going up against Millette on the faceoff. Look like a little Santa Claus enjoying the game tonight. Greco into the corner for Gallant. Little push in the back there from Thelstrom. Gives the Prowlers just enough time to recover that puck. Millette into the zone. Greco does a good job to make sure he doesn't get caught out, and that one's actually going to be an icing. So 19 seconds gets shaved off there. 49 seconds to go on the Russell penalty. Once that ends, it'll be a Rock Lobster power play. If they score on that, fans can unlock $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours through the FanSaves app. How much more incentive do you need to download the FanSaves app and access the Athens Rock Lobster digital catalog book? Greco able to push through the saloon door of Lockhart. Great pass into the slot. Picard turns around, passes it to Murray. Murray from the line sends it back to the end boards. Picard going hard to that spot, but his pass only finds Scantlebury. Scantlebury makes a risk there as Picard was following him behind the net of Cooper. Michael Greco, as always, looking for the big hit. Scantlebury with a good pass. Millette was waiting, but it never made it there. Look at Greco dig himself in here against Scantlebury. Waiting for the puck at the blue line and missing wide there was Brian Parsons. Paloma Park power play has come. Russell with a poke gets the puck back. Mark asking, where is the other team's coach? Only players in the bench area. That's correct, because the GM and head coach of the Port Huron Prowlers, is also their number 51 and leading point player, Matt Graham, a 35-year-old who has spent the bulk of his time in Port Huron. Philip Virgili with speed into the zone. Carter Shinkarik on the right side. Kolatarsi with a rocket that found the glove of Cooper. Virgili back around the far boards to Shinkarik. Kolatarsi at the line. Milan on the left side. Slapper didn't get as much power as he wanted on it. Port Huron is going to be able to clear, and now both teams are at even strength. And Frazee tries to take it all the way. Pad saved by Bostet. Trickles back to the blue line for Parsons. All the way around for Chartrand, who tries to backhand it towards the slot. Gets dispossessed by Daniil Glukaryov, who's over center ice. Oh my gosh, what a heavy hit. And we've got chaos here right behind the net. Glukaryov got hit high up there. We've got an all-out spat here. Glukaryov with the headlock and then a couple of punches looking to make amends and show Joe Frazee who to mess with. Joel Frazee left in a heap on the ice. Don't hit the Russian up high. Let's check on the replay there. All that happened, Glukaryov just leaves Frazee in a heap on the ice. Glukaryov got hit up high. And after that, just everything erupted. No doubt this is going to take some time to iron out. That's the end of our replay. We're back to a live feed. Both teams are going to have to try and last through this one. It was a physical affair last night. We thought it might boil over into tonight, and it feels like it definitely has. Daniil Glukaryov showing a lot of fight there. He's coming off really his best 3 runs of games as a Rock Lobster thus far. 2 games ago here against the Columbus River Dragons, he logged 3 assists on the night. All 3 points of his this season came in that game against the River Dragons. He's really made the most of this opportunity on the top line with Garrett Milan. And Philip Virgili has joined that trio. We're going to take a quick commercial break here as the referees are going to try and figure out what the call is here.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Still trying to figure everything out here. It was all going so smoothly here. 1:34 left in this first period. And a fight, a hard hit has left the officials with the task of trying to iron out these penalties. Carter Shinkarik and Tucker Scantleberry holding commune with these two officials. Take a look at what the stats here say for this game between team from Athens and the team from Port Huron. Athens leading in shots 11-6 according to the scoreboard here. The lone goal came at the 7:35 mark. Brandon Picard with a very, very nice goal that was reminiscent of Reller's first goal of his pro career last night. Picard just guiding the puck past Reed Cooper. So different goaltender, different night, but same result for Rock Lobster. Rock Lobsters find themselves up. They found themselves up 2 goals last night. Port Huron ended up making them nervous as they were able to score 2 unanswered goals, forcing Kason Gallant to be the hero, a wrist shot goal that ended up being the game winner. Penalty summary not updated yet. So far there's been 4 penalties in this game shared between the two teams. This game getting officiated tonight by the refereeing crew of Ken Radolinski, Ron Johnson, Drew Wilkhouse, and Michael Maxson. Big hand for Michael Struess, who's in the chat. Appreciate you making it in and watching with us tonight. Looks like there are units that are coming out to the ice, so it appears as though we'll have some hockey to be played here. Right now there's 2 minutes on the board for Glukaryov. It feels unlikely that there's all to be. Perhaps someone else serving his penalty with the fact that he dropped the gloves. It does look like it's going to be a Port Huron power play. So the Rock Lobsters back on the penalty kill. Back at the blue line on this power play. Brett Lockhart. Ooh, that one tipped in on goal, but Bostedt makes the save on the quick redirection from Stefan Deasy. Deasy 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. His first year playing in the States, having played in his native Switzerland his whole life. Minute 19 to go and a minute 45 on this man advantage for the Prowlers. Robertson backhands it back to Kolatarsi, who slaps it the length of the ice. Lockhart behind the net of Reed Cooper. Again, Reed Cooper has won each of his last 3 starts. Ooh, a great defensive play with a stick for Philip Virgili. He's trying to get away from Millette. Millette brings him down. Loose puck for Milan. Send a quick pass to Virgili. Ooh, Virgili lays the body on his fellow number 17, Scantleberry. Chartrand is able to make the pick and protect Scantleberry a little bit, who wheels into the Rock Lobster zone. Puck loose for DC, who forces the save out of Bostedt. Millette in the corner. Down to the last 23 seconds of this period. Millette from the left face-off circle sends a shot into the netting. My goodness. Really good opportunity here for the Rock Lobsters off of a really good defensive play with the stick from Philip Virgili, who just stood his ground, kept his stick on the ice, and was able to shake that puck free. The speed of the Prowlers there were able to prevent really a 2-on-0. Surprised that there was no call there on Millette, though, after bringing down Virgili. Federley thinking about the slapper. The slapper eventually comes, and the shot is in. Jamie Bucell, with his second of the year, picks up a loose puck, and the momentum is now in the Prowlers' favor with 6.8 seconds left in the first. Out come the boos for Bucell. Ironic here, Jamie Bussell has technically become the first ever player that was formerly a Rock Lobster to score against the team. Jamie Bussell was very, very briefly a Rock Lobster, never suited up for the team, was quickly flipped from Binghamton to Athens to Port Huron. Puck is dropped, but referees consulting with the officials between the two penalty boxes. I think they're probably trying to get more time added. 6.8 seconds returned. Mind you, it's going to take a miracle to try and make anything happen from center ice. Puck is dropped. It's back for Brockway, and that's going to do it for action here in the first. So the Prowlers score on their power play, so the lack of discipline for the Rock Lobsters shows its ugly head for Athens once again as Jamie Bussell picks up a loose puck out in front of Bostet, flips it back in. Assist from Tristan Sim and Austin Federley. That goal came with 6 seconds left in the first period. But thankfully for the goal from Brandon Picard, a beautiful highlight reel goal as he guided it past the goaltender, Reed Cooper, opened up the scoring, and now we've got a tied contest at 1 apiece. Kason Gallant was the game winner last night. I had a chance to talk with Kason Gallant some time ago. Here is my conversation with the young man from Radier, Alberta. Matthew Rad, voice of the Rock Lobsters, here with the current FPHL leader in goals, Kason Gallant. Kason, are you feeling as good as you're looking on the ice right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, I haven't played in a year, it was last year, so I mean, I'm getting put with some really good players, as in Phillip and Chris Hunt, and we got Brandon Picard on that line too. So it's really easy to feel confident when you know you have those guys backing you up.
I think the thing that is sticking out about your success right now is the kind of spaces, number one, that you're finding yourself in on the ice, and then the chemistry that you've developed very quickly with Phillip Virgili. Do you agree with that sentiment, and what else do you think is making you firing on all cylinders?
I do agree with that 100%. Phil's a great player to play with. He's got lots of speed, so it's easy to jump into play with him. I think that coming to practice and preparing properly and having hard practices all week is really kind of what it is. If you want practice to be, or games to be easier, you got to practice hard. So
it's your second pro season in hockey. Your first came last year in Austria. How did this opportunity with the Rock Lobsters arise for you?
So my agent played for Marty a few years back, and so he knew him and wanted to get back into the game. And so he got in contact with me and asked me if I wanted to play. And of course, I couldn't say no, so I took the trip down here, and here we are.
We know how you're getting on when it comes to your play on the ice, but what about off the ice? How are you enjoying your life in Athens so far?
I think it's an amazing town. I think we got some really good setup at the apartments and some really good guys. The weather is great compared to Canada. It's a lot colder up there, so it's technically still summer for me down here, so it's been awesome.
Is there any fact that you think would surprise Athens fans about you? What is something that maybe not a lot of people know about Kason Gallant?
Oh, I don't know. That's a really good question. That's a good question. I don't know.
What about your free time? When you're not playing hockey, how are you spending your time?
Oh, I love to golf in the summertime. I'm trying to get out a little bit in here in Athens. There's some pretty nice courses I've heard.
You're a pure hockey guy, eh?
Yeah, I love hockey. I used to skateboard competitively, actually.
Really?
So when I was about 12 to 16 years old, I was competitively skateboarding.
Favorite trick that you'd like to pull out?
I love the kickflip, just something basic.
There you go. So many great guys on this team. Who have you been getting along with? Who do you feel you are the closest with on this team?
Probably I would say like Garcia and Rosie, like Rosenzweig, just because I live with the two guys. Orca's another one that I've gotten really close with just from being from Calgary as well. And then all the other guys have been great too. So there's not really anyone that I haven't been close with. Obviously you get to grow with each other as the year goes on, but no, it's been good. Kind
of where you buck the trend compared to the rest of the team is this is a very veteran, experienced team, and you're still kind of taking your first steps in pro hockey. Where do you see your growth, and what kind of steps do you want to take this year?
I'm just hoping to, get my legs under me like I am and keep playing well for this team and try and create a winning culture here in Athens and, have a good program and have people look at this program and go, you know what, they built something good here and, maybe next year there's something I can move up in and, if I can keep getting better and better.
Mattine Rad, Case and Gallant, looking forward to you scoring more goals this weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, team.
Case and Gallant has really impressed, been one of the most impressive young players in the FPHL this year. 10 goals, 6 assists, 16 points for him. Someone who's been a mentor for him and someone who's been a mentor for really everyone on the team this year has been Garrett Milan, who has a lot of connections with Steve Martinson, actually both of them having attended St. Cloud State University and playing hockey there. I had a chance to talk with Garrett Milan, who talked to me about his experience coming in to playing with the Athens Rock Lobsters, his experience thus far this year, and also his great partnership with Carter Shinkarik. Mattine Rad back with another intermission interview with the one and only Garrett Milan. Garrett, you come into this team with an added layer of responsibility. You're also part of the coaching staff. What's it been like to be a guy that the team looks to grow and to be influenced by?
Yeah, I think I'm coming here, obviously you want to first and foremost win hockey games, but you want to kind of take the younger guys under your wings or trying to explain little things to them. And I think our team's getting a lot better at that throughout the couple weeks here at practice. Obviously, when we get into our new rink, we'll have more time to do video and to do little learning curves. But I think the team's doing pretty well right now.
You're obviously working with head coach Steve Martinson. How has that relationship been developing through the early part of the season?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, you can bounce ideas off Steve, and he kind of takes everything well. Obviously, if it's it's his decision at the end of the day. But he's been doing a great job of kind of taking different pieces from guys here and there, and what works and what hasn't been. And I think he's been very open with that stuff, which is good.
You have so much experience in this game, both here in the States and overseas. But looking at your resume, I was curious what it was like to play hockey in Scotland, because it's not exactly the first place that makes you think of hockey.
Yeah, it's great. They got a great league over there. It's all English speaking, so it makes it easier for a lot of North Americans to go over there, families and such. But no, it's always been a good experience going over to Europe, whether it is over there or staying over here. It's you build a lot of good friendships and a lot of close people you stay in contact with.
I had heard that you had a really positive experience in Sweden as well.
Yeah, no, it's great. Obviously, a lot of guys that are very inclusive there with newcomers coming in. It was a great team and a great experience, and something that I'll cherish for a while for sure.
You could not have asked for a better start to your year here. You're at the top of the Fed by yourself in goals and points. You've performed at every level, so it's really no surprise, but has the level of your start surprised you?
Not necessarily. I honestly think at this point I should be doing a little better, in my opinion. Obviously, I hold myself to a high standard, and you can't be content with how your play is. Obviously, you're playing good games, and you got to keep that positivity. But I think at the end of the day, you want to strive to get better and better each day. Obviously, last year was a little struggle with one of my injuries that I had all season, and having surgery in the offseason has helped me and made me feel a lot better right now.
It's probably not often that you talk about the chemistry between a forward and a D-man, but you and Carter Shinkarik seem to read each other so well on both even strength and the power play. It seems you bring out similar strengths in one another. Do you agree?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, Shanks is a good. Obviously, he was forward growing up a lot of times too, so he can read that game as an offensive D-man jumping into certain holes, and I think we do a good job of kind of talking to each other off the ice or whether it's on practice, different plays, and how we can kind of react off each other. Obviously, it's only been a couple weeks here, and I think it's going to get even better throughout the season. But it is nice to have a good skater back there with the mindset of want to create offensive plays.
I've got to ask, we've seen Mama Milan in our YouTube chats on the broadcast being very supportive of her son. Talk about how she's been there for you from the very beginning.
Yeah, obviously it's great. She's a big supporter of mine, and it's funny, when you look at parents, you think sometimes they're embarrassing you, but it's all out of love. It's all out of support, and she loves what I'm doing, obviously, so it's great. She was the one who kind of taught me my first shot back in the day, the fake shot, so it's kind of funny. But no, she's been a great support over my life. Both my parents have, so it's great to have me in your corner for sure.
You've been to so many different places, so many different leagues, so many different teams. We're still in the early going here as a franchise, the Athens Rock Lobsters. But what do you think has made this place special so far?
I think just the relationships that guys have formed already. But the thing is, I think obviously a lot of players that want to come here. Teams in different leagues. Obviously, guys want to play hockey. Sometimes it's not your choice of where you want to go. Some players kind of just that's where you get and that's where you go if you want to play hockey. And I think this organization here this year, a lot of guys and pretty much every guy on the team is picked here. They wanted to come here. They wanted to win. They kind of knew it was going to be a winning franchise off the start. We have a great coach. Obviously, that helps. Brand new rink. So I think that we got a lot of players that want to win championships first and foremost. So I think that's building in the right direction. But that adds character and that adds a lot of leadership in the group, which is nice.
Thanks so much, Garrett. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Garrett Milan is the leading scorer for the Rock Lobsters this year, as well as being the most senior member of the squad. 13 goals, 13 assists. So he's done a little bit of everything this season. We move on to another great player for the Rock Lobsters this year, Philip Virgili, who is coming off a second-star performance last night against the Port Huron Prowlers. He's got 5 goals, 14 assists. He has been the man who has been setting up Kaysen Gallant the most after Gallant's hot start to the season. Obviously, we heard earlier from Gallant about his partnership. It was something we also talked with Philip Virgili about, as well as his Swedish roots. Matty and Rad here with Rock Lobster forward Philip Virgili. Philip, it's been an electric start to the season for you. How are you feeling on the ice right now?
I'm feeling great. We've been gelling really well with the guys pretty quick, which has helped our gameplay pretty easily. Just keep on rolling from our wins and keep building our program here.
You've really taken the breath away from some of the fans with your playmaking skills, your vision, your skating. For those who haven't seen you, how would you describe your style of play?
Definitely a hard-working playmaker who has the ability to score. Feed well off of others. If others work well and work hard, I'll find them.
You're the only non-North American on this team from the great nation of Sweden. Are there any Swedes that you feel you model your game after?
That's a great question. Not really. I feel like as of lately, playing a centerman, Henrik Zetterberg has always been a great player to kind of look at, hard worker, skilled guy. But Johan Franzen has always been a pretty gritty guy, so I've kind of based my play off of him a little bit. So.
The mule, yeah.
There you go, yeah.
I had a chance to talk to Kaysen Gallant about the great chemistry that you guys have displayed in the early going. He said that it's easy to play with you because of the amount of speed that you have on the ice. What do you think it makes it easy for you to play with Case?
Oh, I would just say the exact same answer. He's a hungry young kid, and he's flying down the ice. So, he's finding the sweet spots, and it makes it easy for me to find him. Obviously he's got the scoring touch, so yeah, it's just been working really well with us too.
Phil, with your native Malmö, Sweden, I'm sure people think of Andre Burakovsky, Rasmus Andersson, but many sports fans might have thoughts of soccer evoked by your hometown. I know you're a fan of your hometown football club. Were you as obsessed with Zlatan Ibrahimovic like so many Swedes for the last 25 years?
Oh, absolutely. It's a no-brainer right there. He's the god, right? He's the lion. It's been easy for me to kind of to watch soccer and all that home, seeing that our home team, have been Swedish championship champions now for the last 4 years. But that's always been fun. And yeah, watching a guy like Ibrahimovic and his confidence, it's nice to kind of take that into hockey as well and kind of bring that in. He's a confident guy and makes it easy for him to be a good player. And that's kind of bring that into hockey. So if you're confident, you play well.
You came to this country to play college hockey for Nichols College in Massachusetts. In a competition of what place is colder, who do you think wins, Sweden or Massachusetts?
Oh, I would definitely say Mass. It's somewhat similar weather, but it's just like a little more to the extreme. It's a little colder and a little hotter in the U.S.
What was it like to be a young man to move across the Atlantic to do what you love to do?
Oh, wow, I had no idea it was going to be that big of a change. But honestly, as soon as you kind of settled in and got comfortable there, it's the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. There's no doubt.
Phil, I want to play a little game with you. I'm going to give you a handful of things associated with Sweden. I want you to tell me if they're underrated or overrated, okay?
Okay, yeah.
First up, Swedish meatballs.
Oh, they're the best thing in the world.
So underrated?
So underrated, yep.
Next up, IKEA.
The best thing ever. Yep, underrated. Easily.
ABBA.
Oh, underrated. Best band there is, yeah, absolutely.
One the Americans might not know, Midsummer.
It's tough. I love Midsummer, honestly. And all my American friends, I want them to be able to experience it once. So I'm going to say, what was it?
Underrated or overrated?
Underrated, yep, underrated, yeah. Because it's just such a blast. And it brings dances and drinking and all that kind of stuff. So what's there not to like?
I was curious if maybe Swedes thought he turned their back on him, William Nylander.
Tough. tough. Always love that guy, skilled guy. Got a little conflicted when he had his little deal with the money situation. He didn't want to play, and but you know what? Still, kudos to him. Right? He's a great player, and it's always been fun to watch him dangle a couple of guys. So especially, he's been huge for us in the World Cups and championships in the past. So nothing but love for him, I guess.
Last up, the Swedish royalty.
Oh, they're amazing, right? Like, I think we're one of the few countries left that kind of respects the royalty, right? I think it's like us in Britain. So yeah, I mean, they might not have the same power they used to do in the past, but they're inspiration for the Swedish people.
Thanks so much for taking the time, Phil.
Of course.
Always great to talk about the great Swedish culture with Philip Virgili. Talking about what's happening here tonight. Hockey and Hops night here at Akins Ford Arena. Matt and Rad bringing you all the action on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. Let's pause briefly for station identification. WGAU and W254 CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. For those of you watching in the Classic City, you might want to know that you also are going to be able to hear us on the wavelengths, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. We appreciate all of our listeners and viewers tonight. Let's take you how we got to our 1-1 scoreline between these two teams, the Port Huron Prowlers and the Athens Rock Lobsters. At even strength, Brandon Picard was able to guide a puck past Reed Cooper, the Port Huron netminder. They held strong for about 12 minutes, but the penalties have really been roasting the Lobsters as of late, and Jamie Bussell was able to pick up a loose puck and flip it in past Bostedt on the power play, giving the Prowlers the momentum with 6 seconds left in the period. Both teams are waiting to make their return to the ice. We'll be back right after this commercial break. UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive. How you doing?
Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee.
Family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. Athens Rock Lobsters making their way back to the ice. About 50 seconds away from second period action. Rock Lobsters are going to have to try and mitigate the momentum that was lost after that late goal from the Prowlers on the power play to end the period. And mind you that yesterday the second period was the Prowlers' best period of the game, having scored 2 goals, tying the game up at 2-2. Goals from Tucker Scantleberry on a wraparound, Brett Lockhart with a rifled wrister. We are just about ready to get things started. Port Huron with 10 wins, 11 losses, 2 losses in overtime. They have 28 points on the season. So the Rock Lobsters already have more points on the season than the Prowlers, despite having played significantly less games. 6 wins, 5 overtime wins, 2 losses and 2 overtime losses for the Rock Lobsters. Here we go, teams lining up at center ice. Brandon Picard lining up against Jamie Bussell, the goal scorer who made it 1-1. And we are off. Troy Murray with a quick flip towards his own bench. Brandon Rellard gives chase. Justin Portillo trying to give chase to Scantleberry, who's tucked back. Dumped in. Heavy hit from Paris, who's made his return back from IR. Has not been afraid to lay the body despite him coming off an injury. Garcia, the defenseman, dumps it in. Reller in the corner. Tries to pass towards the slot, bounces off, then outside of the net. Picard looking for the quick pass back to Portillo. The puck never made it. Here on the near side, a great wrister from Lockhart, looking for another wrist shot goal. Justin Portillo puts his body on the line, blocking the shot from Paris. Reller will dump. Lobsters will change. About a minute through this second period. Behind the net, the puck comes to the right for Ludwig Fellstrom. On the left side, Federle, forehand, backhand, fakes going past the net, passes it to Millette. Millette gets it poked out of his possession from Colatarsi. Milan with a quick pass to the left for Virgili. Virgili will dump in. Milan's going to have to use those jets to try and get there. Puck played by Cooper. Millette looking for a way to get the puck out of his own zone. It's at neutral ice with Federle, whose pass gets intercepted by Carter Shinkarik. Shinkarik with a wristed shot right into the midsection of Reed Cooper. Reed Cooper has been a good omen as of late for the Prowlers. Won each of his last 3 starts. Got the win in the 5-2 victory versus the Seawolves the previous game before this 2-game series. He saved 27 of 29 shots. Offensive zone draw here. Carter Shinkarik playing forward more specifically. He's taking the faceoff as the center. Draw one by the Prowlers. Good work there from Hunter Alden. Alden, Shinkarik, and Brendan Ronan make up this line. Pass back to Troy Murray, flips off the blade of his stick and into the Rock Lobster bench. It has been a crazy game thus far. Crazy series, really, between these two teams. It's been high intensity. A lot of competition. We don't just mean the hockey that's being played, also the physicality that's been shared between these two teams. I don't know if I woke up today thinking that I'd hear Live in La Vida Loca, but you know what? Sometimes life surprises you. Face-off won by the Prowlers. That one takes an awkward bounce off the near boards, and that's going to be an icing. Healthy scratches tonight. Looking to my right, they're actually in the suite next to us, is Chris Hunt and Dion Demke. Justin Mavali, I believe, is on the IR, as is Orca Weisblatt. Trying to think of any potential absences that wouldn't be in the press box. Shinkarik back to the blue line for Murray. Murray with a long-range shot. Good eye there from Reed Cooper, who watched it all the way into his own glove. Hunter Alden's going to take a draw here. Carter Shinkaric's still out on the ice. They're going to want that face-off to be retaken. I thought that Tristan Sim had taken an early step there, but the linesman pats his own chest as if to say that was my fault. Clock needs to be reset back to 17:42. That's what's left in the second period. Carter Shinkaric takes a spill right out of the faceoff. Matt Garcia pokes it on, and we got a 2-on-1 developing for the Prowlers. Wrist shot is the option that's taken there by Tristan Sim, but he misses wide. Parsons fighting to get that puck back. He finds Chartrand, who wheels it around the boards. Sim doing battle with Garcia. Garcia takes a slap at the puck, bounces kindly for Sim, but it's eventually fallen to Hunter Alden. Ronan has it bounce off his body, falls kindly there for Kenny Stiles. Floated in behind Bostet's net. Garrett Milan with speed the other way. Has Carter Shinkaric to his right. How long has this shift been for Carter Shinkaric? Will it end in the goal? He crashes the net hard, but Milan's pass takes a deflection off a body. Bucell with a great pass to the far side, but Kaysen Gallant got a tip on it. Played with the glove there of Alex Johnson. Alex Johnson has to go back and retrieve a stick. Philip Virgili helps it onto the stick of Milan. Milan in the left face-off circle. Wrist shot, gets a rebound, but then misses to the left. Poked back towards Virgili, falls for Milan. Back to Kolatarsi, long-range shot. That one took a touch of a couple Rock Lobsters, but did not deflect into nylon. Gallant behind the net, playing here with Virgili and Milan. Liking this line here. Virgili, turnaround wrister, gets blocked by a shot. Gets blocked by a body, rather. Kaysen Gallant gets to the near puck. Kolatarsi. He's really been looking for that goal as of late, but now he has defense to play. Stefan Deasy. Passes to Bucell behind the net. Greco getting physical as only he knows how. Scantlebury. Shots here 13-8 in favor of the Rock Lobsters. Good centering feed from Scantlebury to the slot. No one was there to touch it in. Ooh, Michael Greco. He is not someone that I would want to meet in a dark alley. Not without a helmet, at least. I think that one's head-butted into the zone by Picard. Brandon Reller with some speed. Forces Bucell to make the pass. Bucell still got a hit as a punishment. Millette dumps it into the zone. Bostet watches it past him. Robertson went for the hip check, but kind of more so just marshals a Prowler off the puck. Long range shot. Robertson gets there first. Traverses behind Bostet's net. Loses out on the puck. Initially, it ends in a golden opportunity for Federley, who slaps it wide. Graham back to Lockhart. Off the glass behind Bostet's net. Awkward floating shot right over the cage of Bostet. Parsons to his right. Lockhart. Puck wheels around the rink to behind Bostet's net. Robertson trying to use that big frame. That one was a golden opportunity for Millette. Really clever pass there from Federley, who made his office behind Bostet's net. Flipped in behind. Brandon Reller's there. Puck loose out in front. Puck never reached the red line to be an icing. Alden with a deflection into the zone. Hunter Alden is someone who is just flying around everywhere, especially on the forecheck. That's been the name of his game this season. He's someone, though, who would love to get on the score sheet, still awaiting his first goal as a Rock Lobster. Alden picks up a loose puck. That one off the skate of Alden goes back into the Port Huron zone, picked up by Brockway. Haven't had a stoppage here in quite a while. Scantleberry. DC into the zone. Drop pass for Bucell. Glove save by Bostet. Not a lot of traffic out in front, so the long-range shot from Bucell made it easy for the Rock Lobster number 1 tonight. We go to a commercial break here. 13 minutes, 2 seconds left in the second period. We're still knotted up at 1 apiece. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now.
Since 1968, we've been your trusted source for home comfort. From then to now, we've evolved, but our commitment to your comfort remains unchanged. Experience the expertise that only decades of dedicated service can provide. Trust Stanfield. We've been keeping homes comfortable for over 50 years. Your comfort, our legacy. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
We've got a hometown hero in the building tonight. Fans are to their feet. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hear his name on the PA, but we'll stand up and clap a man who served our country with bravery. "13 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the second period. Prowlers and Rock Lobsters. This is a game that we will see in Port Huron later this season. Currently, I'm scheduled to make that trip, but that will be the one flight that the Rock Lobsters are able to take this season. So I don't know how that's going to work. Is it easy to get all that kind of equipment on a plane? Not sure. Questions to be asked until then. Shots on goal, indeed, 13-9 in favor of the Rock Lobsters. Was a heavier advantage for Athens earlier on in this game, but Port Huron scratching back in that category. Carter Shinkarik kicked out of the dot. Kason Glant will take his place. Glant just pushes it ahead, falls to his knees, and able to get it towards Shinkarik. Greco up for Gallant. Gallant working on the right side, enters the zone cleanly. Fires it off the glass. DC in the corner. Gallant has the puck again. Kolatarsi. He's been looking for that wrister all night long. Gallant back to Greco. A wrister of his own. That one took an interesting trajectory, and then waiting right on the doorstep was Shinkarik as he gets a pass fired at him by Brendan Ronan. Gloved by Reed Cooper and frozen. .12:32 reads the clock. Rock Lobsters with a chance to make something happen on the offensive zone draw. Garrett Milan wins it, flips it back towards Virgili. Alex Johnson back. Team captain Austin Federle, hometown boy of Port Huron, Michigan, with the blocker. Bostet stops that puck in its tracks, leaves it for Robertson, who takes a heavy hit from player, coach, GM Matt Graham. Philip Virgili gets it into a favorable spot for him to fire a wrist shot, but it's straight into the midsection of Cooper. I want to thank all of the 145 viewers that are with us tonight in the chat. watching the Athens Rock Lobsters take on the Port Huron Prowlers. We'll be back here Tuesday night to soak in New Year's Eve here at Akins Ford Arena. The Rock Lobsters will take on the Seawolves, seeing if they can recapture the magic that was here in the first ever game at Akins Ford Arena as the Rock Lobsters defeated the Seawolves 3-2. Puck eventually falls at the face-off circle. Garcia has been looking to try and score with that shot again. He scored the first ever goal in Akins Ford Arena history. He's going to get first to that puck, and it'll be whistled dead for icing. As a chance for us to thank some of our sponsors tonight. Athens Area Urology. You're in good hands with Athens Area Urology. Plumber Pro, Hospitality South, Athens Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Classic City Flats, Harmon Enterprises, and Roto-Rooter. Raylan Robertson says, thank you for doing all that you do. Thank you so much for watching, Raylan. To you guys that have made all of this possible. Ooh, good hit from Troy Murray, who absolutely crunches a Prowler on the near boards. Brandon Reller with a good poke, gets that puck free away from Tristan Sim. Prowlers have got it back in their carom, though, but only until Brandon Picard dispossesses a Prowler. Puck bouncing all around before it eventually falls for Reller, who was in an offside position. Shots now standing at 15-9. The last two shots on net have belonged to the Rock Lobsters. We haven't seen a lot of the same lines consistently tonight. Now Shinkarik with Ronan and Gallant. DC in the corner gets it back to Bucell. The Swiss gets tied up by Shinkarik. Gallant wheeling away. Gallant with a good move with the stick, but trying to move through two defenders was too much. Russell picks up a loose puck at the blue line, backhands it to Riley Robertson. Looks like we've got a new nickname coined for Kason Gallant in the chat, KG9. I kind of like that. I don't like Jack Bostet getting caught out with the puck behind his own net. Stefan Deese tried to push it off the skate of Bostet and in. Dangerous play from the Rock Lobster netminder. Port Huron have yet to have a lead in this two-game set. Came very close to having one there. Stefan Deese getting a little bit innovative there after Jack Bostet had opened up the door for him. Milan squaring up here against Matt Graham. Two players who also coach for their teams. Garrett Milan as an assistant. Matt Graham as a head coach. Alex Johnson sends it up the left side for Graham. Kolatarsi has Philip Virgili to his left. Philip Virgili takes a spill. I think that's going to be an offsides. I saw the referee point up the line. Or are the Rock Lobsters heading to the power play? Nope, no one leaving the ice. Was wondering if there was a potential trip going to be called there on Philip Virgili. But it looks like the offside has made that irrelevant. Apparently we can thank cousin Ryan Durrell for that nickname. Kason Gallant's family have become a part of our Rock Lobster family here in the chat. We're always so happy to have them. Referees seem like they're waiting for something to happen here. I'm not sure exactly what. Puck not dropped here. Still a tied game at 1 apiece. Goals from Bucell and Picard. Apparently the players on the left wing of Milan and right wing of Bucell are too close to the action for the referees. Lukaryov tries to win that puck away from Graham on the faceoff. Greco gets to the loose biscuit first. All the way around. Virgili toward Lukaryov can settle that puck down. Prowlers out of their own zone. Shake left, shake right. I think that puck is into the Rock Lobster bench. Less than half of this second period to go, 9:45 on the clock. And we're going to a commercial break here. Tied game at 1 apiece. Who is going to be the next team to take a lead in this contest? Find out after this. There's only one place you can deck yourself out and represent Athens' first ever pro hockey team, the Rock Lobsters. Head to shop.rocklobstershockey.com to get your hats, shirts, and even jerseys now. Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you. It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. It is Hockey and Hop Night here, brought to you by Terrapin, and we got a little White Claw chug there in the audience. Puck is now dropped. We see our game day host, a couple more people enjoying the night here tonight. And back to the action. Alex Johnson over center ice. Dumps the puck in. Behind Bostet, around for Kolatarsi, who gets there first. Kolatarsi trying to poke that puck free. Rock Lobsters now have it. Greco to Lukaryov. Helps it behind him. Milan picks it up into the Prowler zone. Trying to fire off a shot. Virgili trying to shuffle it in. No goal, say the officials. And now it's heating up. The temperature keeps getting higher and higher, as does the barometer of this game. When are things going to boil over here? Philip Virgili goes hard to the net in hopes that he could get to a puck that was fired by Garrett Milan and dropped kindly. Reed Cooper was able to make the freeze, though. Alex Johnson has been a big part of the Port Huron offense this season. 8 goals and 14 assists for the defenseman. He is tied for the most points by defenseman in the FPHL this season with none other than Carter Shinkarik. Question will be is how many more games does Carter Shinkarik play as a defenseman this season? We've seen him take a couple draws as a center tonight. Quick pass out of the stick of Lockhart, who was behind his own net. That one flipped up the left offensive side for the Prowlers. Matt Garcia gets there first. And it's become a little start-stop here in the second period as the Prowlers ice the puck and send the face-off to the other side of the ice. Raylan Robertson in the chat saying that the Rock Lobsters need to stay out of the penalty box. No doubt that has been an issue over the last few games. Prowlers come out of the faceoff with the puck. Looking for something to show for it. Justin Portillo gets quickly dispossessed after he won the puck back. Puck into the corner from Scantlebury. Garcia sends it around the boards. Brandon Reller can't get it under his possession. Scantlebury with a toe drag, wrist shot, and a perfect pass through the crease for Stefan Deci to take the first lead for the Prowlers in this 2-game set. My goodness, that was just absolute beauty there. Action has restarted. Port Huron leads. And now the Rock Lobsters turn the puck over. Blocker saved by Jack Bostet. Chartrand in the corner, working the puck towards Stiles. Stiles picks it back up. Russell pokes it towards the blue line. Really good pass from Brendan Ronan, but just misses out on the run from Kaysen Gallant. 7:44 left, and the Prowlers have a lead here at 2-1. Goal scored by Stefan Deci after a great play from Tucker Scantlebury, who was our Fan Saves Impact Player of the Night. Little toe drag going towards the net and a perfect pass. All DC had to do was push it in. Carter Shinkarik with another faceoff. He wins this one. Robertson kicks it to himself. Gallant with Ronan and Shinkarik. Gallant hard towards the net. Is it finished off by Shinkarik? No, it isn't. Not sure if a Prowler skater or the goaltender got in front of that shot. Shinkarik. His pass gets blocked from coming up the boards. Matt Graham touches it right behind the boards of Bostet. Robertson with a heavy hit takes the puck away from Brockway. Ronan to Russell off the back of his skate. Will backward skate before passing to Shinkarik. Ronan at center ice. Glukaryov. Played once again with the skate of Russell. Milan behind the net. Almost loses his edge, but is able to make a recovery. Here's Milan with the puck once again. Falls for Glukaryov. Glukaryov trying to follow it up. 2 great saves in a row made by Reed Cooper. We are getting heated up once again here. Referees trying to keep things settled here. Easier said than done. I don't think any penalties will come of this. I've been proven wrong before.
Arms, it's team, and it's family.
My apologies. Our streaming software crashed. Had to try and get that quickly back up. So apologies if your stream froze. We're back up here in the press box right after we've seen almost another brawl develop between these two teams. Somehow both of them have managed to stay out of the penalty box here. 6:32 left in the second period. Milan slaps at it, but it's back for the Prowlers. DC, the goal scorer, that has taken the lead for the Prowlers. Enters the zone after a good bit of stick work, but it's dispossessed by Milan. Virgili takes a hit up high there from his fellow countryman Ludwig Thelstrom. Greco is going to ice the puck. So 2 unanswered goals for the Prowlers. Bucell in the last few seconds of the first period, and Stefan Disi at the 11:40 mark of the second. Brandon Picard scored the first goal of the night back at the 7:35 mark of the first period. The Rock Lobsters now have to try and even things up. Millette gets to the face-off first, but carries it through the neutral zone into his own ice. Alex Johnson up the left side. Graham deflects that one in. Greco over to Kolatarsi. Garrett Milan never stops skating, is able to take the puck with him. Quick pass through the slot from Glukaryov. And right now he's the member of the Rock Lobsters team that everyone wants a piece of. Matt Graham bearing in on goal. What a wrist shot into the top shelf. And the Prowlers now have a 2-goal lead. Matt Graham did not look 35 years of age as he stormed in on net and rifled a shot into the top corner past Bostet. Work for the Rock Lobsters to do, no doubt. Bucell looking to cause more trouble as he takes it through the legs of Garcia. Garcia trying to dig it away from Bucell. It's back at the blue line for the Prowlers. Good blocked shot there from Reller on the shot from Lockhart. Bucell takes it in himself. Bostet chooses to freeze. The Prowlers have sucked a little bit of the energy out of the room here. Let's see if the Rock Lobsters can take any of that energy back after this commercial break.
UGA football player Amarius Mims suffered a serious injury. The quality care from the Piedmont team changed his life.
As a football player, my body is everything to me. When I got injured, I was worried about
my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I am back playing at my full potential on the field. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me, my family, and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive.
How you doing? Well, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. It gives me joy to see you out there on the field doing your thing. You look good.
Appreciate you.
It's a good-looking ankle.
I'm trying to tell you.
A reminder that the broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters is brought to you by Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Akins Ford is the largest Ford dealership in Georgia. If you're going to trust anyone, why not trust the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems. We've spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. First American Bank and Trust. We specialize in you. And Terrapin Beer Company. Do the right thing always. Rock Lobsters have fallen behind 3-1 here. The Prowlers have made the second period their own 2 nights in a row. despite the fact that the Rock Lobsters have a shot advantage at 19-13. Almost a wraparound there for Daniel Chartrand. Pad save for Bostet. Puck into the corner. Good work there defensively from Kyle Russell. Gallant trying to make that puck dance with his feet. Who's going to come out of here with the puck? Shinkarik almost gets a piece of it. Tries to poke it away from Johnson. Backhanded. Thelstrom took an awkward deflection, but it never reached Bostet. Carter Shinkarik getting knotted up here with Chartrand. And here's Shinkarik with the puck. Ronan on the left side. Floats it in. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and the Rock Lobsters are behind by 2. Virgili on the left side. Pokes it in. Milan. Pass went off the side of the cage. Sends it up the slot. Robertson with a slapper into the shins of Matt Graham. Millette from the corner sends it towards the net of Bostet. Ooh, Millette's back in. Jack Bostet. Is that puck still loose? No, he crouches over it and is able to make the freeze as Jack Bostet. Port Huron have firm control of this game right now. Rock Lobsters are going to have to try and find a spark from somewhere here. Steve Martinson sends out the line of Picard, Alden, and Reller. Reller hoping to follow up his great performance from last night. His first professional goal was reminiscent of Picard's earlier tonight. Picard off the glass towards Reller. Evades the man who looks like Thor. Garcia behind the net to the left side. Reller's able to get there, but loses out on the puck to Scantlebury. Toss behind the net. Wheels around for Alden. Reller trying to forecheck a little bit here on Brockway. Takes an awkward bounce off of Garcia. Reller trying the heavy hit there was Lockhart, but Reller came out sparkly. Right in front of the penalty box, Alden shifts the puck back for Picard. Garcia on a pair with Murray. Send it up the left side boards. Ronan turns it around. But the Rock Lobsters dispossessed once again. Losing the handle is Bucell. Sends Gallant in the other direction. Ooh, great pass from long distance finds Daniel Chartrand. Chartrand sends it back towards behind the net, but Carter Shinkarik stops it in its tracks. Ronan from the left to Gallant. Gallant gets the puck swept off of him, but Carter Shinkarik is able to recover. Too many giveaways right now from the Rock Lobsters. Good handling all around from Tristan Sim. He's got it from the corner. Back to Parsons. Millette from the line. Pad save from Bostet. And we've got less than a minute to go here in the second. Is there still something here for the Prowlers? Millette. Millette back in the corner. Backhands it away. Casling Gallant is able to make the most of the Prowler change there. Floated towards Bostet. Bostet needs to be careful there. The Prowler captain, Austin Federley, sent that puck through the air, almost as a little bit of trickery on the Rock Lobster number 30. Rock Lobsters with a 2-1 record here at Akins Ford Arena, but they have yet to lose in regulation on their home ice. Prowlers trying to put a change to that with a 2-goal lead. Glukarov kind of whiffs on that pass, and that sticks the Rock Lobsters in their own zone. Kolatarsi's pass gets intercepted by Graham. Glukarov, Milan has lost his stick. Millette with a wrister. Puck loose out once again. Bostad is able to freeze it on the second time around. Millette getting feisty in the face of Riley Robertson. I don't know if I like Millette's chances in that one. Four seconds to go, and it looks like the Rock Lobsters are leaving it all to do in the third period. Like a point guard, Garrett Milan is kind of directing traffic out of the face-off. Swipes at it. Glukarov backhands it over neutral ice. But it'll never reach the icing that it could have been without the horn that dictates the end of the period. Reggie Millette still jawing in the Rock Lobsters' direction, and also I think partially towards the referees. Both teams making their way to the locker room. Let's talk about how we got to this point. The Rock Lobsters have had their lead in shots greatly reduced, now 19-17 in favor of the hometown team. Brandon Picard opened up the scoring at the 7:35 mark of the first period, guiding the puck past Reed Cooper. But it has been 3 unanswered goals from the Port Huron Prowlers since then. Jamie Bussell on the power play with 6 seconds left in the first period. Stefan Deasy, who was the beneficiary of a tremendous move on the stick handling of Tucker Scantleberry. And then Matt Graham, the 35-year-old player, head coach, and general manager, with a beautiful wrist shot that found the top shelf past Bostad. That goal was assisted by Alex Johnson and Reginald Millette. Next game for the Rock Lobsters will be here at Akins Ford Arena on New Year's Eve. Rock Lobsters versus the Mississippi Seawolves. A recreation of the game that opened up Akins Ford Arena back on December 13th. And the Rock Lobsters recapture that magic and defeat the Seawolves. Scoring in that game, the first ever goal in Akins Ford Arena was Matt Garcia. I had a chance to talk with Matt Garcia in our new video interview segment. Matt Garcia, one of the nicest guys that I've had a chance to meet on this team. Here's how my conversation with Matt went. Welcome back to another intermission interview here on the Rock Lobster Network. Matt Rad here as always, and joined today by a first-time guest, Matthew Garcia. Matt, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Good to talk to you. I want to start at the very beginning of your journey, which starts in Homer Glen, Illinois, about 32 miles southwest of downtown Chicago. I doubt many people, especially here in Georgia, know much of Homer Glen. What can you tell us about home?
Yeah, I mean, Homer Glen is only like a half hour from Chicago, too. It's really close to everything, really close to the AAA team Chicago Fury. Arctic Ice Cream is where I spent a lot of my time. In that area, there's a lot of rinks, and the joke story is you can't go more than 15 minutes without driving and finding an ice rink. So it was really beneficial for me as a kid.
You actually worked at an ice rink, didn't you? You worked for 5 years at Canlan Sports. You were able to have some important positions in that organization, really just through kind of your own willingness, motivation, self-belief. Can you tell your story about your time there?
Yeah, I had a lot of positions there. I started as a youth hockey instructor. I loved it. I always loved, teaching kids how to skate, how to play hockey in general. My old coach for high school, Doug Bossy, brought me on. Uh, Great guy, great mentor, teaching that way. And then the position a couple years down the low road fell in my lap to help with the youth hockey director position, especially with the 3-on-3 for this summer when I come home from school. It taught me a lot. Loved every second of it. Thanks again, like to Brooks Clinton, everyone that helped me out in that ring was great.
You would end up traveling 2 hours south of home to go to Illinois State University. You just graduated in July. I know your time playing ACHA hockey as a Redbird meant a lot to you. What made the campus of ISU so welcoming to you?
Yeah, it's funny because I come down here I see the campus of UGA and it is massive. It is about got to be double, maybe the size of Illinois State's campus. And I love that like kind of a smaller campus feel. It wasn't that small. It was still a school of 22,000 plus. But my time there, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was great. The teammates were great. I was able to live with my best friend 8 years. He was the captain. I was the assistant captain towards the end of our tenure there. Uh, the coaching was great. They were fun. I learned a lot there. It helped me grow as a player, and it got me to experience a lot of different things that I didn't experience with youth hockey. Good learning experiences and great stories I'll always have.
You're one of the lone guys on this team that's coming straight from ACHA hockey onto the roster. How did this opportunity arise for you? And how quickly did it all progress with you just graduating in July? And now, about 5 months later, you're playing pro hockey.
Yeah, extremely fast. It all progressed extremely fast. Um, I was playing hurt. I had a high ankle sprain going into nationals, and I thought I was going to be done. Once that we lost to, well, personally, I think we lost to a team we shouldn't have lost to. My in our nationals game, and then wasn't sure what I was going to do next, and then thankfully Coach Martinson reached out, and we were able to talk, and then I was able to reach out back to him. We were able to get into talks, and then it happened. And I think it was funny because one of my roommates was joking, and they were like, "Your name was the only name on the website for like a while." So I was like, "Oh, I guess I was that first kid." And then it was just from there, everyone was like, "Oh, it was the first kid." But it was really cool, a really really cool experience. I was excited to join a team where I'm coached by such a coach that has the best reputation in hockey that I've ever had. And just over these short few games, I've learned so much. And I'm blessed that I was able to communicate with them and join the team.
What kind of put you in that position to draw Coach Martinson's eye? Was it just because, he was kind of mostly based out of Illinois at that point? Did that have a large part to play in it?
Yeah, a massive part to play in it for sure. I was also his son was part of the Redbirds as well. That was one of our biggest connecting pieces there is too.
Matt, you've been in Illinois pretty much your entire life. Was it at all a difficult decision to move so far away from everything you've known?
Yeah, it's the South is the hospitality is awesome. The people have been awesome. The fans have been amazing. Um, I've never heard so many y'alls in my life. So that's something a little new for sure. And it was hard, being a little younger, moving. It was a 15-hour drive, not being able to wake up and, you know, if I wanted to go home from school for 2.5 hours, I was able to go. All my family is from Illinois, except for a couple people who live in Arizona. So again, this was a totally new area for me, and it's been really easy. The team's made it really easy. Again, the fans, the city of Athens has made it real easy, and I don't have zero regret for anything I've done so far.
That kind of segues beautifully into my next question. What has the learning experience been like for you this year, given that this is one of really the most veteran teams that we have in this league? And now you have the senior members of this team like Carter Shinkarik, Justin Portillo, Garrett Milan. What have guys like that in this team taught you in your first professional season?
Yeah, it's it's the South is the hospitality is awesome. The people have been awesome. The fans have been amazing. The Oh God, where do I start? Especially with those 3 names. Like Carter's been, I couldn't think of a better like captain to learn from and watch what they do on a day-to-day life than Carter. Same with Portsy. Portsy's always getting us fired up, always teaching different things. Just watching these guys. Like I've never played juniors. I've never been in a fight, and I'm learning from like Ports, who I mean, that's got to be like learning from one of the best kids, the most dangerous kids in the league at fighting, and he's taught me so much in that respect, how to be a person. Same with Carter, same with Millsy. Millsy being there and being labeled as our assistant coach, he really does like teach little certain aspects. If he sees something, he's going to say something, and that's you can't ask for anything better than that, especially with all his knowledge, his skill. It's someone all three of them, but him too. It's just someone you want to be around and be a sponge and absorb all that stuff. Mallow Johnson too. He's been a great guy to like help out. Great locker room guy. You get to see how he conducts himself, hard to play against, and almost I could go on and on about every single veteran on this team. They've all helped me so much. Being so young, it's really been a gift to learn from this team.
Garth, something that's stood out to me about you, whenever we see pictures of the team at events, reaching out to the community, talking to fans, it always seems like your face is out in the forefront. It really seems like you're taking to the community aspect of being a part of this team. What are you liking about kind of that whole realm thus far?
Everything the team, like the fans, especially at Illinois State, like we did a little bit of stuff along those lines, but it wasn't that much. And I always pushed that we should be doing more, getting involved with everything more often. Like we always had skate with the Redbirds and stuff, and the youth hockey team would come out, and that would be enjoyable. We should have done more. And so when the media team was asks for volunteers or whenever it is, especially with the youth hockey program that we've been working so closely with, one of the first times down here, doing the ball hockey, I had a blast. I think it's just as fun or more fun for me to be interacting with the kids, playing ball hockey with the kids. I even walked away with a battle scar. One of them cut my ankle, and it was awesome. It was the best time I ever had. Uh, just being on the team, getting out there and like showing that we're here, we're in the community, we want to help the community, we want to be involved and have fun, not only put on a show on the ice, but be there in the community to help make it better, help make it better.
A lot of work went into the first part of the season, 11 road games, everything building up to that first ever home game against the Seawolves. And you, of course, had the distinct pleasure to score the first ever goal in Akins Ford Arena, right in front of the Mississippi bench, about a step in front of the blue line. You sent a shot that their goaltender never saw. Maybe he saw it on the replay, but he didn't see it as it was coming his way. Just take us through that moment, what you saw, what you felt, and what you experienced from the time the pass made it to the blade of your stick to the time you took that knee at center ice.
Yeah, I could go back even to the beginning of the game, when our names are calling out, and the energy that the fans in Georgia brought to a hockey game was shocking and awesome to see. I didn't know. I've never been to the South. I didn't know how many fans would be there to start, but the hype was true. The fans came out. It was unbelievable. It was a great experience for my first home game for sure. And the puck got on my stick, and I know you coach says a shot on net's never a bad shot. I took it, shot it. Portsy had a great screen. He's a big man to see around, so it makes a ton of sense why he never saw that shot. And it hit. I just saw it go in at the last second, and I couldn't believe it. It was two great feelings for me. One, a relief where I haven't scored in the year yet, and I got my opportunity to score, and it was like almost like a monkey off the back. Like, okay, like I'm here. I'm helping contribute to the scoring aspect. And then two, it hit me when I dropped to a knee in the center of the ice. Like I scored the first goal in this home building, and to hear the fan support and it was, I mean, I still can't believe it till now. I had family text me, friends text me. Funny enough, Ed Coffey, the goalie, was a goalie that I played at Illinois State. He played for Maryville. So I had old teammates text me being like, no way, like your first goal was against Coffey, who we played last year against Maryville all the time. And I had scored on him a couple of times in college as well. So it was it was a surreal moment, and I can't believe it still.
I mean, talk a little bit more about, a year ago, you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to graduate this summer. I'm going to try and get a sales job or, whatever my next step is. And now you're scoring a professional goal, your first ever professional goal. And not only that, but it came in such a big moment. I mean, talk about kind of what this means for you on a personal level.
It means a ton. I still get, whenever someone texts me or a family texts me, I still get a chill down my spine, and I know that I made the best decision I possibly could have made. The love of the game is always there, and it was still there when I was about to leave school, and I couldn't leave yet. I couldn't walk away from it yet. And again, going back to coach, to even be on the same bench as him and absorb the knowledge, like hockey for some it ends whenever. Sometimes it's unforgiving like that, right? And I love working with youth. So down the road, down the ladder, when it's all said and done, just to learn from coach, play in this league, and my drive, like my love for the game and working with youth hockey, that'll help me set up for a coaching job down the line as well, as long as of having that great piece of paper that says I was able to graduate from school.
Matt, you're the first guy on the team that I've gotten to talk to since that home game. It was electric for me, and I wasn't even on the ice. I mean, what were the feelings going through you and the boys' minds? Had anyone else on the team ever experienced anything like that before?
I can't speak for the rest of the team, but I've never experienced a new opening rink in a city that hasn't had much experience with hockey except for the UGA Bulldogs, and it was again, it's hard. It's awesome to have been a part of, for what everything that happened. Every game for us is a must win, right? We always come out, we always want to win. There is no losing. We all hate to lose, but that game felt like it was either a do or die, right? No one wants to see a team lose after all the hype, all the stuff that went into it, all the hard work the front office staff did, all the hard work the media team did, all the hard work you've done to promote the hype of the team. So it was relieving to get that win at home, and the reaction, besides hearing a couple of quarters or the fourth period at the end of the game when my parents were sitting in the stands, and listening to some of the fans talk about it. We're learning though, and Athens is here, and we're I think it's slowly becoming a hockey city, which is great.
No doubt, Matt. We're excited to get back in there. A home and away series this weekend against the Columbus River Dragons. Matt, thank you for joining me today.
No problem, team. Thanks for having me.
No problem. As always, great time talking to Matt Garcia, telling us about his first ever goal in Akins Ford Arena and his first goal as a professional hockey player. We are here at the second intermission, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from more action here at Akins Ford Arena. Let's talk a little bit about how we got here to this 3-1 scoreline between the Port Huron Prowlers and the Athens Rock Lobsters. Brandon Picard opened up the scoring at the 7:35 mark for Athens, picking up a loose puck on the right side and tapping it past a sprawling Reed Cooper before shooting into an open net. Picard's 5th goal of the season was unassisted. 3 unanswered goals from the Prowlers left the fervent fans here at Akins Ford Arena speechless, starting with Jamie Bussell batting in a power play goal on a rebound with 6 seconds left in the first period. Port Huron would then score 2 goals in a 3-minute, 35-second span in the second period. Stefan DC was the beneficiary of tremendous stick handling from Tucker Scantleberry. All the Swiss skater had to do was touch it into the empty net after a cross-crease pass. Prowler general manager and head coach Matt Graham made his mark as well, wristing a shot into the top shelf to a 3-1 lead at the 14:35 mark of the second period. Referees have made their way back to the ice. Clock reads minute 30. We see the Prowlers to our left getting ready to make their way back. Rock Lobsters to our right doing the same. Here come the Prowlers to the boos of the Rock Lobster faithful. Let's take a quick second to pause for station identification. WGAU and W254 CJ Athens, 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Another reminder, they were available to listen to on 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Just one of the couple ways that you can absorb Rock Lobster action, the other being the official Athens Rock Lobster YouTube page, in which there are 124 of you tuning in right now. Big thank you to those who have been watching tonight and watching all season long. Hopefully we have a pleasant end to our show tonight. Rock Lobster fans hoping to be sent home happy, but there is a lot of work for their team to do in order to make that the case, down 3-1 to a team that is 850 miles away from home. Personnel starting to gather at center ice. Looks like Hunter Alden is going to get things started for the Rock Lobsters, facing off against Jamie Bussell. Bussell having scored just his second goal of the season tonight. Michael Greco bats the loose puck away from himself. Prowlers have it at the blue line through Lockhart, who whistles it around. Heavy check from Kaysen Gallant. He's looked more and more physical as of late. Here's Gallant, plays the puck with his skate. Helps it into the neutral zone. Looking for a little bit of retribution there was Alex Johnson, Isaiah Paris, and Michael Greco took exception to the check on Gallant. And now Paris and Greco with a little bit of a stare down. Both are heading to the penalty box. I assume here we're going to a 4-on-4. Federally wanting an explanation. Probably wondering why the adjudication is being split down the middle. Trying to see the number of skaters that are getting sent out here. It looks like it's going to be 2 minutes for Greco and Paris. So a 4-on-4 period of play will start here. Milan with speed. Shinkarik plays it off the skate, but it bounces back for Millette, who whiffs on the wrister. Virgili unable to get past Federley there. There would have been an open route towards net for him if he was able to get there. Puck into the far corner. Millette backhands it toward Johnson. Johnson with a quick wrister. Misses high and wide. Shinkarik to Robertson, who's on his right. Virgili asks for the change. Shinkarik heading towards net. Milan and Glukaryov to his right. Shinkarik behind himself tries to pass it towards Glukaryov. Ended up passing it instead towards Parsons. Good use of the stick there from Ludwig Fellstrom, but Joe Kolatarski is there to help out Carter Shinkarik. Ooh, a wristed shot from Brandon Picard, who's looking for his second. But Cooper just swallows that one up. 53 seconds left of 4-on-4. See what the call is there on the Federal Hockey penalty summary. Greco with his roughing minor, second roughing minor of the night for Greco, and Isaiah Paris for elbowing. Ooh, having to dive to get there was Kolatarski. It might just fall for someone, but Glukaryov's shot gets blocked out in front. Kolatarski, great protection of the puck. Just narrowly, his pass misses the blade of Glukaryov. What a pass from Glukaryov! Behind himself, behind the net, and Brandon Picard has his second of the night. One down, one to go. Let's see if we can take another look. I'm just a little bit too late again. But my goodness, what a highlight reel pass from Daniil Glukaryov, who instinctively played the puck behind himself towards the slot, and Brandon Picard with a wrister has pulled a goal back for the Rock Lobsters. That is one of the best passes that we have seen this season. Picard from Glukaryov right at the 2-minute mark of the third period. Glukaryov with his 4th assist of the season. All 4 have come in the last 3 games. Virgili, Rock Lobsters hungry. Milan evades the offside call, drops it back to Shinkarik. Shinkarik calm, cool, collected with the puck. Rock Lobsters coming out with a little bit of steam. Riley Robertson with a wrister, just misses high and wide. Both teams back to full strength. Rock Lobsters scored on the 4-on-4. Carter Shinkarik getting hassled here by Tucker Scantlebury. Philip Virgili picks the puck up behind his net. Has options to pass to. He takes one in Brendan Reller, who gets whistled for offsides. That goal was seismic here at Akins Ford Arena. It's caused a little bit of a wave to happen. A 2-goal lead is the most dangerous in hockey. We saw it last night for the Rock Lobsters. We're up 2-0. The Prowlers were able to tie it up. Can the Rock Lobsters return the favor tonight? Chopped up into the air. Kyle Russell tries to play it like a soccer ball. He's ushered off of it by Scantlebury. Into the zone is DC. A couple of great moves. Gets the shot off. Trickles into the crease after the pad save from Bostet. Trying to make a step up there, but making a mistake instead was Brockway. Reller into the zone, backhands it towards Cooper, who has his glove on it and freezes it. Ooh. Things really getting interesting here between these two teams. Shinkarik tries to take the face-off with him. It drops back for Greco. Ooh, awkward there for Cooper to deal with. Played with a skate of Ronan. Oh, what a pad save by the toe of Cooper. Then a slap shot from Ronan is frozen by Cooper. Remember, Cooper has been a good omen for the Prowlers as of late. Has won each of his last 3 starts, including his last one in a 5-2 victory versus the Mississippi Seawolves back on December 21st. Offensive zone face-off here going to be taken by Carter Shinkarik. He's on a line here with Kaysen Gallant and Brendan Ronan. Wins the face-off. Back to Greco. Greco with a wrister right into the midsection of Daniel Chartrand, who made the block on the shot. Bostet plays the puck himself in the neutral zone. Shinkarik. Greco is the first Rock Lobster there. Shinkarik has it batted off his stick. A little diving pass there. Matt Graham dumps the puck in. Greco able to stand tall despite the check attempt from a Prowler. Brockway able to keep it into the Rock Lobster zone. 2 goals from Brandon Picard on the night. He opened the scoring to make it 1-0, and he's scratched one back now to make it 3-2. Kolatarsi has to give chase in on this dumped puck, but it's going to be an icing at the 15-27 mark. Only one assist on the night for the Rock Lobsters. It belongs to Daniil Glukaryov. As we said, all Dragons. That was last Saturday. He's made his mark once again. All that's missing is a goal for the Russian this season. He's back on the ice. Has a pass towards Milan. Heavy check from Virgili, getting mixed in on Federley. Virgili with a stiff arm, able to keep the puck. Attempting the heavy hit is Brockway. Graham for the Prowlers. Backhand flip. Millette takes it in. Millette steps on the brakes. Takes it past Bostet. Oh my goodness, what a hit there. Riley Robertson drops the shoulder on Millette. Puck loose out in front. Played with a high stick. No whistle from the referees yet. At the blue line, Parsons into the corner. Scantlebury, little back and forth from him, back to the blue line for Parsons. To his right is Johnson. Shot gets blocked. Virgili looks like he's hurting a little bit from that one, and he'll return to the bench. Bussell dumps it in. Bostet has to make a play on the puck. Still plenty of time for the Rock Lobsters to even the scoreline here. 14-12 left in the third. Scantlebury tries the quick turnaround pass, only finds the Rock Lobster defenseman Troy Murray pinballing around the Rock Lobster edge of the zone. Hunter Alden has to be careful with it, sends it the length of the ice, and that's going to be an icing. We go to our first immediate timeout of the third period, but the Rock Lobster fans are back in it, and so are their team after Brandon Picard has made it a 3-2 game. We'll be back after this commercial break.
It's a historic season for all the hockey fans in Athens, and how can you celebrate without beer? The Athens Rock Lobster Clawshank Redemption is available exclusively at Terrapin Tap Room. Terrapin, do the right thing, always. Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
Rock Lobster fans are feeling the vibe here with the Luau Camp, enjoying the night here at Hockey and Hops Night, provided by Terrapin. Terrapin Beer Company, do the right thing, always. Also have some other sponsors to thank, as well as Aero Exterminators, Northeast Distributing Company, Aegis Trust Company, De Palma's Italian Cafe, Leslie Jones Law, Porterhouse Grill, Farm Burger, Fox's Pizza, and 23 Design. A little bit less for the Rock Lobsters to do now that they've scratched one back, but still pressure on them to try and find the equalizing goal. Could it be this man, Brandon Picard, to potentially score the first ever hat trick in Rock Lobster history? He's already got 3 on the night. Tries to send a loose puck towards the slot. Brandon Reller with a turnaround. Long-range shot from Troy Murray. Brandon Reller on the turnaround. Wiped out Brett Lockhart. Brett Lockhart was hurting up high and makes his return to the Port Huron bench, feeling at his lip for blood, I believe. It'll be a face-off on the left offensive dot for the Rock Lobsters. Shinkarik here with Virgili and Milan. Good read from Russell, who wins the puck back and sends a wrister that's frozen by Cooper. Reed Cooper has made some big-time saves tonight, having lost only one game this season, the 26-year-old from Saskatchewan. A little bit of consulting there between Shinkarik and Kolatarsi. Shinkarik getting played on the left wing of Garrett Milan and Philip Virgili. Perhaps Coach Martinson has liked the look of Glukaryov and Picard together, given that was the combination that arose on the goal that made it 3-2. Virgili trying to hassle Johnson. Able to do enough to trouble the Prowlers, but not enough to win the puck back. It's through the legs of Federley on the far side. Banked off the boards, and Shinkarik shovels it in. Delstrom. Bostet makes a play on it. I'm reading in the chat that perhaps there's some problem with the sound fading in and out. If anyone can confirm that, please let me know. Here comes Millette with a one-on-one the other direction. Riley Robertson out in front of him. Millette gets hacked at, loses out on the handle. Here's Millette again. Millette likes having the puck on his stick and is able to drive towards the net. Riley Robertson picks it up. Ooh, Case and Gallant trying to race towards that loose puck that Cooper helps behind him. Into the corner. Rock Lobsters able to keep Prowlers in their zone temporarily. Flipped in by DC from neutral ice, and Bostet freezes. Jack Bostet, 15 saves on 18 shots. And Cooper with 23 saves on 25 shots. It's going to be a fun one here Tuesday night. Soaking in New Year's Eve here in the Classic City with Rock Lobster hockey facing off against the Mississippi Seawolves. To my understanding, there's going to be like some sort of glow light effect happening in the arena. I'm very, very interested to see how that's pulled off and how that turns out. We've got a great team here at Akins Ford Arena that has already treated us to some great events. Glukaryov helps it on to Reller. Reller with a backhanded shove misses wide. Glukaryov with a perfect pass, but an even more perfect read from Kenny Stiles. Puck loose out in front of the Prowler bench. Glukaryov takes it where it's supposed to go. Got everything right but the finish. He lost his handle in the slot, and we've got a whistle. Looks like we've got a holding call. And it's going to go against Kenny Stiles here, so the Rock Lobsters back on the Paloma Park power play. Fans can still unlock $3 tacos, I believe, from last night potentially, but now another chance for the Rock Lobsters to give the fans what they want. $3 tacos from Paloma Park for 24 hours through the Fan Saves app if they score on this man advantage. Shinkarik, Virgili, Glukaryov, Milan, and Kolatarsi. Shinkarik wins the draw. Milan. Back to Kolatarsi. Shinkarik winding up the slapper. Good block by Brockway. Try saying that 5 times fast. Shinkarik with a pass towards the edge of the face-off circle on the left side. He's waiting for that return pass, but now it's on the right for Milan. Glukaryov, who's earned his spot here on the power play. Milan thinking about the wrister. Opts instead for the pass from Kolatarski. Save. Glukaryov gets it through. It was meant to be him. It was meant to be the Russian who's played so well over his last 3 games. All that was missing was a goal. But now the game tire belongs to Glukaryov. .10:44 left in this game, and just as the Prowlers were able to score 2 unanswered to tie things up, the Rock Lobsters have matched their effort. Is that a good omen or a bad omen? Because the Rock Lobsters were able to come out with 3 points last night. Can they do so again tonight? Oh, Brandon Reller gets a loose puck off a great defensive play. It gets batted away from Picard by Cooper. Joe Kolatarski giving an assist on the Glukaryov goal, and that one's just offside. Picard getting ganged up on here after he made a shot after the whistle. Feels like a little bit of an overreaction. Rock Lobsters on the power play have given fans $3 tacos at Paloma Park for 24 hours. You can get yours through the FanSaves app. Fans, make sure you download the FanSaves app to access exclusive deals from our partners. For example, you can log in now and get a free basket of fries from Farm Burger. Download FanSaves and follow the Athens Rock Lobsters to check out the Rock Lobsters digital coupon book. And it looks like we have got another penalty here for the Rock Lobsters. And it looks like it's going to be Michael Greco who makes his return to the box. Are we destined for overtime here? The Rock Lobsters have 7 overtimes to their name this season. Have won 5, have fallen twice. Leslie Jones-Law penalty kill for the Rock Lobsters. Michael Greco has been a repeat offender tonight. Be good, but if you can't be good and you get caught in the penalty box, call on Leslie Jones-Law. Philip Virgili kind of tries to help that into his own path. Puck getting pinned to the boards here. It's dug out by the Prowlers. Bucell with a wrister, misses high and wide. Loss of the stick by a Prowler gives Robertson a chance to clear it out. Minute 15 on the Greco penalty. Millette out of his own zone, passes it into neutral ice for Scantlebury. Scantlebury with a 1 good move, but cannot transition into 2 good moves. And a chance for the Rock Lobsters to clear. A minute to go on the Greco infraction. Lockhart behind the net. Scantlebury didn't know much about it, but it bounces favorably for him off the boards. Takes it back behind the net. A little bit pensive here from the Prowlers. Dumped in. Bostet leaves it for Murray. Brendan Ronan can't backhand it out. Scantlebury at the blue line. To the right for Lockhart. Whistles it around the rink. Millette turns around, passes it to Scantlebury with a wrist shot. Loose puck out in front. Rock Lobsters are able to deal with it. And they're able to deal with the Greco penalty as he makes his way back to the ice. Greco was down to a knee to try and stop that puck, getting his whole length of the stick down on the ice, unable to do so. Stiles with a great pass toward DC, who enters in from the left side, but it's offside. Greco almost put the Swiss skater into the Rock Lobster bench. My goodness gracious, what a game we have here. 2 unanswered goals from the Rock Lobsters in the third period from Brandon Picard, who has 2 tonight, and Daniil Glukaryov, who scores his first goal in the United States tonight and his first of the campaign. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Classic City Flats is a brand new apartment community in Athens, Georgia that redefines luxury living, offering a sleek and contemporary living experience. Our impeccably designed apartment homes boast sophisticated interiors, premium amenities, and exquisite finishes, providing residents with an unparalleled downtown living experience. Classic City Flats is excited to deliver luxury apartments that set the new standard of sophisticated living in Athens, Georgia. Classic City Flats, redefining your horizon of living.
2 tremendous goals have got Rock Lobster fans firmly with butts in seats, waiting to see how this one ends. 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in this game. Rock Lobsters lead in shots 27-18, but it is a tied scoreline at 3 apiece. Brandon Picard with 2 in this one. Daniil Glukaryov has a goal and an assist to his name. Who will get the game-winning goal here and put themselves firmly in the limelight? Rock Lobsters win the draw. Glukaryov to his right, Milan. Milan tries to return the favor, gets the puck batted away from him, tries to pick up a loose one. Thelstrom almost getting dispossessed by his fellow Swede, Philip Virgili. Riley Robertson has it on the near side. Sees Glukaryov in space. Sends a pass a width of the ice. Back to Milan. Philip Virgili had nearly a open net there, as well out of his crease was Reed Cooper. Virgili's backhand misses wide. Parsons with a shot. Wrister. Don't think that one ever made contact with Bostet. Virgili able to wrestle that one free. A lot of collision there tonight between him and Thelstrom, the 2 Swedes. Carter Shinkarik with a wrister, but a good glove save from Cooper, who hangs on. Some questions about where Justin Portillo might be. Not sure if I see him on the bench up here. He did start tonight for the Rock Lobsters with Milan and Virgili. Carter Shinkarik trying to state his case about something. Referee not having any of it. Looks like it was Milan who was being checked out by the trainer on the bench. He puts his helmet back on, though. Looks like he's good to go. Shinkarik can't understand why he's been yet again kicked off of the face-off. Picard takes his place. Kolatarsi fakes a slapper, ends up sending a wrister instead. Picard turnaround shot. Brandon Reller didn't get to the loose puck. Greco makes a play with a glove, backhands it into the corner. Reller using that big body of his to try and protect the puck. Reller with a chance to shoot. That one hits iron and into the crowd. That one was hit about 500 miles per hour, but Reller misses a direction into the nylon by a mere matter of centimeters. Steven Turner, who has been very nice enough to have the Athens Rock Lobster highlight page, he might be busy trying to compile all of the highlights that have been in this game thus far. Shinkarik ends up giving it away to DC. On the left side here, Scantleberry enters the zone. Wrister is well high off the glass. DC tries to pick it up. His pass back in the direction of Lockhart gets picked off by Reller. Greco to the right. Reller skidding hard towards the net. Cooper helps it behind him. Picard able to keep it into the zone, dumps it into the corner. Reller with a quick turnaround shot. Carter Shinkarik was in the slot, but a little bit of miscommunication between himself and Greco. Here come the Rock Lobsters with numbers. Shinkarik unable to dump it in on the intervention from Thelstrom. Into the near corner on the offensive side for the Prowlers. Millette, quick turnaround shot, doesn't trouble anybody. Lukaryov was looking for someone to pass to. Puck didn't come to him as quickly as he had hoped it would. Thelstrom on the edge of the right face-off circle, heads back towards the blue line, whiffs on an initial pass, able to send it towards the end boards. Really good pass towards the slot. Reggie Millette gets slashed in trying to send that shot towards Bostedt, and the Rock Lobsters are heading back to the penalty kill. Much to the chagrin of the Rock Lobster faithful, we have already seen some self-inflicted wounds, just a couple for the Rock Lobsters over the last couple nights, sending themselves to the box. Are we going to see the same thing here? Kyle Russell called for the slash. Feels like if the Rock Lobsters want to win this game, they're going to have to get this penalty kill perfect. This is a matchup between the third best PK in the league in the Prowlers and the fourth best in the Rock Lobsters. Virgili with a defensive intervention as the Rock Lobsters are back on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. It has been a penalty-filled affair in this two-game set. Millette goes backhand, clean zone entry, whiffs on the wrist shot. Virgili slaps it out. Lockhart gets the puck left to him by Cooper. Drops a pass back. It's a risky one. Prowlers are able to recover. Brendan Ronan was trying to prowl for the puck. Scantleberry on the near side. Puck needs to be dug out from the corner. Millette lets that one skip over, and the pressure will temporarily die out on the Prowler power play. Chartrand from the far boards on the left side. Deasy behind the net to the blue line for Lockhart. Joel Frazee, a little bit of dancing in the left face-off circle, has the puck once again after a pass from behind the net. Millette working with the puck with about 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. 4 minutes to go in this game. Millette does just enough to keep that puck in. Really good pass. The width of the ice. Bostedt doesn't know where it is. Behind the net trying to play it off the goaltender was Brett Lockhart. Good wherewithal there from Bostedt. A wrist shot from Millette is followed up on, and the Rock Lobsters are able to clear their zone, ending this Port Huron power play. Russell into the zone. It's played back from Murray. Murray to the right for his defensive partner, Greco. Milan touches it right in front of the penalty box. Now the Prowlers have the puck. It's back for their Swedish defenseman, Ludwig Thelstrom. Dumped in by Alex Johnson, played with the glove of Greco. Milan unable to spring himself the other way. Bussell has it in his own zone. Does a good job of pirouetting away from Milan. Matt Graham able to make the read on the presence behind him and flip the puck behind. Virgili. Not exactly tape to tape. Virgili tries to slap at it. Robertson has it in neutral ice. Over to Russell. Defensive pair here for the Rock Lobsters of Robertson and Russell. trickles into the Port Huron side of the ice and helped back towards the Rock Lobster side by Brockway. Robertson stomps on the brakes, but this one is going to be an icing. Actually, it never reached the red line. Didn't have enough on it. Good news for the Rock Lobsters. Puck into the corner. That one took a piece of there's a helmet in the corner. Both teams having red helmets, so I'm trying to find the head of hair. Someone with their hand raised on the Port Huron bench. Minute 37 to go in regulation. Port Huron has gone to overtime 6 times. They've won 4 and dropped 2. 7 overtime contests for the Rock Lobsters. They've won 5 and lost 2. Mind you, the Prowlers have played 8 more games than the Rock Lobsters. Chance here for the Rock Lobsters to win it all with an offensive zone faceoff. Alden on the left wing of Carter Shinkarik. I believe it's Brendan Ronan on the right side, and it is. Rock Lobsters call a timeout here with a minute 37 to go. We'll be back after this commercial break. A minute 37, and it's still all to play for, tied at 3 apiece.
Farm Burger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard. Grass-fed and grass-finished, that means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
I want to thank all of our sponsors for making this broadcast of the Athens Rock Lobsters possible, including Piedmont Athens Regional. Real change lives here. Akins Ford, if you want to deal with a Ford dealership in Georgia, why not deal with the biggest and the best? Stanfield Air Systems have spent the last 50 years fulfilling Athens' HVAC needs. Slapped away. Clever for Kenny Stiles to let that run between his legs. Chartrand has the puck now toward Kenny Stiles on the left side. Trickles out into neutral ice. Lockhart, right side for Parsons now. Stiles. Carter Shinkarik chases a loose puck after a pass gone awry. Danil Glukaryov. Philip Virgili into the zone, takes it to the corner. But Alex Johnson, the Port Huron defenseman, gets there first. Kolatarsi does just enough to keep that puck away from the Prowlers. Garrett Milan tiptoes in. Will he be the hero to take the spoils for the Rock Lobsters? Ooh, that one into the crowd fast. That one had some speed on it towards the crowd, and a young man in a Stevie Eiserman jersey is the one who gets to take the souvenir home. .7 seconds on the clock. Over the PA, we're getting announced the rules of overtime in this league. So you only get 3 points if you win in regulation in the FPHL. I know you usually get 2 in the NHL, but you get 3 if you win in regulation in the FPHL. You get 2 if you win in overtime or shootout. Teams will skate 3 skaters apiece, so 3-on-3 in overtime for 5 minutes. If you don't have a winner there, then we go to the shootout. Puck stuck right in front of the Prowler bench. 20 seconds to play. Greco plays a pass to Reller, who shepherds it into the zone. Alex Johnson takes a couple of pokes from Reller. Picard with a pass back. Gallant. 4 seconds on the clock. Greco has to shoot. Pad saved by Cooper, and that does it for the action in regulation. And we are heading to another overtime game here for the Athens Rock Lobsters. So the Rock Lobsters, along with the Prowlers, will skate 3 apiece for 5 minutes. Whoever scores will win the game. If there is no score after those 5 minutes, we will head to a penalty shootout. Just a little bit of a recap. The Rock Lobsters about to head into their 8th overtime of the season. Have won 5, dropped 2. Those 2 that they had fallen both came last weekend against Columbus. As for the Prowlers, they have 4 overtime wins and 2 losses. A man for a penchant for overtime goals as of late has been Garrett Milan. Has a couple to his name this season. His go-to move has been to just absolutely stomp on the gas pedal past the defenseman and wrist a shot 5-hole on the goaltender. It would be lovely to see that tonight and send all of these Rock Lobster fans here at Akins Ford Arena home happy. Fans are really wanting to see how this one's going to end. Up to 215 people into the stream now. And who knows how many listening on 98.7 FM and AM 1340 WGAU. Taking a look at what these 3-man units are going to look like for each team. It's going to be Milan, Milan. I see a 7. It is Glukaryov. Thought it might have been Virgili. Milan, Glukaryov, and Shinkarik. On the Port Huron side, it's Millet, Bucell, and Federley, the Port Huron captain. We got free hockey here at Akins Ford Arena. How is this one going to end? Make sure you stay tuned here. Rock Lobsters come out of the face-off with a win. Milan, after the Shinkarik face-off win, is the furthest Rock Lobster back. Shinkarik. Milan dances out of neutral ice. Offensive zone. Wrist shot saved by Cooper. Cooper with a couple of highlight reel saves tonight. Has stopped 30 shots and has let in 3 goals. He's been the busier of the 2 goaltenders. Rock Lobsters will change. Virgili on with Gallant and Kolatarsi. Alex Johnson making the Prowlers kind of look like they'd prefer to just go to the shootout. Maybe I spoke too soon. Matt Graham, player, coach, general manager, gets the puck poked off of him by Jack Bostet. Kolatarsi gets checked hard into the corner. Matt Graham tries the toe drag. Can't get the wrist shot off. Alex Johnson wheels around. He's able to fire a wrister. And now Case and Gallant able to potentially spring a 2-on-1. Lofted pass to Virgili. Will Virgili return the favor? Steps on the brakes in the left faceoff circle. Gallant behind the net. Back to the Swede, who tries the wrister from the dot and misses high. Both teams making changes, and Graham leaves it for the captain, Federley. for the Rock Lobsters. Picard, Brendan Ronan, and Kyle Russell on the ice. Picard, can he find the overtime winner for his hat trick? Puck in the corner. Ronan trying to trouble DC. DC, a long time on the puck for him. A little bit of a holding of a stick there, and because of that, Ronan lost his stick. Russell behind the net evades DC. Picard on his left side corner defensively. Backhand pass toward Russell. Russell drops it, but there's no one there, but Milan makes a great read on it. Whistles around the net. Milan's pass gets blocked by the skate of Millette. This overtime period is more than halfway done. The Prowlers trying to build some momentum out of their own zone, much to the chagrin of the Rock Lobster faithful. Bucell with a little bit of speed over center ice. He's trying to get that wrister unloaded. That one took some contact and fell behind Bostet. Here come the Rock Lobsters the other way. Glukaryov drops it for Milan. Prowlers doing a good job of protecting those options. Glukaryov takes it past two defenders. Back to Shinkarik. Shinkarik hard to the net. That one finds the roof. Rock Lobsters win in overtime. There was a will tonight, and the Rock Lobsters have found a way. Down 3-1, and they win 4-3. Captain Fantastic Carter Shinkarik finds the roof of the net as he goes hard towards Reed Cooper. Shinkarik's 8th of the season puts 2 points into the column of the Rock Lobsters. The 6th overtime win for the Rock Lobsters, and these two teams don't want it to be over yet. These two teams will meet later on this year. Justin Portillo firing up the crowd, trying to get on the nerves of the Port Huron Prowlers. Portillo waves them off the ice. Michael Greco takes a spear on the side from the Port Huron side from Scantlebury. And listen to this crowd. The Rock Lobsters convening at center ice. A lot of claws up in the chat, rightfully so. What a game here. What a two-game set between these two teams. Sticks up. What you can't see is Justin Portillo is still right outside the left side of your screen, waving the Prowlers off the ice. Rock Lobsters heading to the left side, past the Prowlers, who are still on the ice. Justin Portillo telling him, I hope you enjoy your long 850-mile trip back home. My goodness, what a night here tonight at Akins Ford Arena. Fans showed up thirsty on Hockey and Hops night. Their thirst was quenched by Terrapin Beer Company, and their hunger for a dub has been quenched by the Rock Lobsters. Ports needing to be told to leave the ice by the referees. Before we reach our three-star segment, let's go over how this all went. It all started so well for the Rock Lobsters with a Brandon Picard solo goal to take the score to 1-0 at the 7:35 mark of the first period. But Jamie Bussell scored with 6 seconds to go in the period to level things up at 1 apiece. And then 2 goals in a about 3.5-minute period of time for the Prowlers. Stefan Deasy, the beneficiary of a great move from Tucker Scantleberry. And then Matt Graham, the player, coach, general manager, made it a 3-1 Port Huron lead. But the Rock Lobsters never gave up. Brandon Picard would score his second of the night after a great pass from Daniil Glukarov from behind the net. Glukarov would get his first goal in the United States as well to tie things up at 3 apiece. And then in overtime, Carter Shinkarik finds the roof of the net with a wrist shot. And Justin Portillo is soaking in the atmosphere. The crustacean captain with Portillo, as these two have a lot to celebrate tonight. And here are the 23 design 3 stars of the game. So much happened in this game. You might feel hard done by being the 3rd star. Brandon Picard with 2 goals in this one. Scored his 5th and 6th goals of the season here tonight. Second star of the night goes to Daniil Glukarov. Wow, what a performance that we've seen not only tonight from the Russian, but through the last 3 or 4 games. It feels like he has just found a new level in this league, showing it with a goal and an assist tonight. But the first star can only go to one player, and that's going to be Captain Fantastic, who found the right moment to be extra fantastic tonight. Carter Shinkarik, the man with the C on his chest, gets saluted by his home crowd. We'll take a look at the action around the league here. Scores loading up here. Of course, Rock Lobsters beat the Port Huron Prowlers 4-3 in overtime. Blue Ridge Bobcats leading the Columbus River Dragons 2-1. Motor City Rockers leading the Dashers 4-3. Carolina leading the Mississippi Seawolves 4-1. And the Watertown Wolves leading HC Venom 3-1. My goodness, what a game tonight. And fans, we hope you enjoyed tuning in and watching all the action. It was definitely an action-packed night. We'll see you on New Year's Eve for a special game here on December 31st versus the Mississippi Seawolves. Carter Shinkarik say, let's go Rock Lobsters. We'll see you next time. We'll see you Tuesday.